there's an interesting, Richard Dawkins, do you know that? He's a
biologist.
Yeah, biologist. He had some interesting interview that I just saw a clip of recently, and he's atheist, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying that there's a connection that between Catholics' understanding of transubstantiation and the transgender movement. Then in transubstantiation, all of the accidents remain, the substance is transformed, and that's what the transgender movement is telling people that they can do, that all of the accidents and physical properties of their body can remain, and yet the substantively, they've utterly transformed themselves, which
is like a shot at Catholics, right? It is in a way, it's a shot at Catholics. But so if Catholics and Orthodox and other Protestants who believe in transubstantiation or something similar are incorrect, then I guess that's why I've heard trans people say things, or trans people who are favorable to the movement will say, "Oh, okay, like a man can't become a woman, but like that can become God." So they use it as a kind of a mockery.
Oh,
but
I'd not heard that before. And I actually assumed that he was saying it as a way of not ascribing any validity to the Catholic Church, but I thought he was saying it in a way that was kind of critical.
No, he is. Okay. He is. It's interesting that, first of all, it's interesting, the glory of the world, because Dawkins was, the even fact that you had to ask me if he's an atheist, or just to clarify, shows just how quickly we forget about people who are really popular in 2006 and write a book that's philosophically spineless.
As I asked it, I felt like an idiot, because I'm like,
no. Well, this is the point, though. We want to use language, and we don't want to pretend to know what we don't know. And, but it was Ed Fazer who said that Richard Dawkins wouldn't know the difference between metaphysics and metamucil. I like that, and he's probably right. But it is interesting that these people who are enemies of the church are also like allies in a way, as they stare this insanity in the face, and we wouldn't agree with them maybe on a lot of things, but then, yeah. Did you say something? No, sorry. Yeah. So that is interesting.
Yeah, well, and that's happening more and more, right? And you see that with like the feminists and fighting the transgender.
Are we seeing that?
I mean, we are seeing it to some degree. There are certain feminists who have stood up and said, this is not okay. We've been fighting for women's rights, and you're just going to tell me that their women isn't eradicated, or that. And
what's funny is if I can identify as a woman now, and then in an hour identify as a man, like, and it seems to me that if they don't want to say that, they're going to have to show me how their worldview is more substantial and coherent, which it isn't.
Right.
So if I can just do that, if I can just say I'm a woman right now, and then in an hour decide I'm not. Hello, I want to say thank you to Hello, which is the best, not just the best Catholic app on the App Store, any App Store, it's the best app out of any app that's ever existed, Catholic or otherwise. I think it's finally time to say that. If you want to grow in your prayer life, please check out hello.com/Matt. If you sign up on their website at hello.com/Matt, you can get the entire app for free for 90 days. That's ridiculous. After those 90 days, if you don't agree with me that it's worth the money that you're going to get charged after that monthly, which is a relatively small amount, you can just cancel. You won't be charged a cent. They have sleep stories. They have My Catholic Lo-Fi on there. They've just added the Gospels, a dramatized version of the Gospels. They have daily exegesis on mass readings, which you can listen to. It is fantastic. So if you haven't done it already, hello.com/Matt, sign up over there. Try it for free for 3 months. So if I can just do that, if I can just say I'm a woman right now, and then in an hour decide I'm not, then I can then identify with the hardships of women, and I can say that stand-up females aren't that funny, and I can say that as a woman, like I'm saying as a woman.
Right.
And Trump could run as a first female president next time around. That could work well for him. But you say that,
really
and you see
a signal scramble.
What does that mean?
I mean, because they hate Trump. But if he said, "Well, I'm actually a woman now," they would have to believe him.
But of course they wouldn't, which would just
Yeah.
show the incoherence of the whole.
Well, I think
thing.
no one believes them. I mean, I think every progressive person, even the most progressive person, understands that Leah Thomas is a man, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a giving over to ourselves to a lie, right? And the deepest core of ourselves.
Yeah, we have to lie.
You have to lie, and I think it's I mean, maybe a mentally ill person or something would know that or believe that Leah Thomas is really a woman, but I think progressives all know that.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.